Alright, so kicking off our list at number 10 is one of the most mysterious movies of the year. It is Rian Johnson's Knives Out, This movie, for me personally, I am very much looking forward to this movie. I'm actually the only one who had it on their list, and which is why it made the list at number 10. This film sounds incredible, rather, with an insane cast by Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis. You have Michael Shannon in there. The cast just goes on and on and on. It's phenomenal. It's a murder mystery movie. Comes out later this year, and Rian Johnson is getting back to his roots of writing and doing original screenplays. He had his take on Star Wars. A lot of people loved his take on Star Wars. It didn't really fit for me personally, but I appreciate what he did. But I really enjoy going back to his original stuff, like he did with Brick, like he did with Looper, which is why I'm looking forward to this movie so much and why it cracks our list at number 10. Alright, so number 9 on our list of original movies for 2019 is John Wick 3 Parabellum. Now, how can we go without talking about John Wick on our most anticipated list? This movie is going to be awesome. The first two are so good as far as action goes, and the storylines themselves actually aren't bad as well. Typically, you get a really sick action movie with a terrible storyline. This movie kind of has it all. It started off with David Leitch and Chad Stahelski directing, and then Chad Stahelski directed the second movie. Now he's doing the third one. We have Keanu Reeves back. We have the addition of Halle Berry in there. Of course, we have Ian McShane, and all these assassins are coming after him as he runs out of New York. And actually, on a side note, early screenings for the movie are actually happening right now, and the word of mouth is awesome. It's saying that it's even better than the second one and on par with the first, which is a fantastic thing. And if that is the case, we could be talking about this movie being, or this franchise rather, being one of the greatest action franchises ever made. We'll have to wait and see. It does come out in May, which is a good tidbit for us. But on our list, we are able to get John Wick 3, which I am very, very excited about personally.
Okay, so coming at number 8 on our list for most anticipated non-geek movies of 2019, Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. It's going to be a Netflix release coming out this fall, later this year. I don't know if they have an exact date yet, but it will be definitely the second half of this year. Listen, what more can you say? Martin Scorsese, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. It's their fourth film they've done together. We haven't gotten a De Niro Scorsese collaboration in a long time. I can't wait. The cast is stellar. Anna Paquin's in it. Bobby Cannavale. Joe Pesci's coming back. He retired from acting, and he came out of retirement to do this thing. That tells you how big this one's going to be. It's about Jimmy Hoffa and the labor union situation with Frank Sheeran, who De Niro's playing Frank Sheeran. Al Pacino is playing Jimmy Hoffa, which is crazy. It'll do a lot better than the last Jimmy Hoffa movie we just got with John Travolta, hopefully. Yeah, this one's huge, man. It's got a big budget. It's going to span a long time frame. There's a lot of talk about the de-aging process and de-aging all the actors. It's going to be interesting to see that. Yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. This was my number 1 anticipated movie on my personal list. We'll get to that later, but yeah, Martin Scorsese's back. De Niro, Pacino. Like I said, there's no more you can say. It's The Irishman. It's number 8 on our list. Probably should have been a little bit higher, but that's fine. Yeah, I can't wait for this one, man. So keep your eyes out for it. Number 8 on our list is The Irishman.
Our number 7 most anticipated non-geek film of the year is Glass. It actually comes out in a couple weeks here and is the first major release coming out in January, and I'm super pumped for it. It was pretty high on my list, and after Split came out, I could not tell you how excited I was about this franchise overall. I am rooting so hard for M. Night Shyamalan to just continue this streak of good movies that he's put out in these last 2 films with The Visit and Split. I'm super excited about this movie, almost to the level I am about some of these other true comic book movies coming out. Glass looks fantastic in my opinion, and it's gonna just come together hopefully and give us another hit critically and hopefully financially from M. Night Shyamalan.
All right, so coming in number 6 on our top 10 most anticipated non-geek movies, Guy Ritchie is directing Aladdin, the new live-action version of the Disney classic, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm a big Aladdin guy. I actually just watched it this past weekend, and it definitely holds up. This is one that when Disney started doing live-action movies that a lot of people were clamoring for, especially myself. One of the big questions was going to be how you're going to do it without, of course, Robin Williams, who famously made that genie role so iconic. They got Will Smith tapped into that role as the genie. I can't wait for it. The new images just came out recently. People are kind of mixed on it. We'll see what happens with the final picture. But look, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing him. Naomi Scott, who was the Pink Ranger in the live-action Power Rangers film from a couple years ago, she's playing Princess Jasmine. The cast looks great. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All the original songs that you love. Hopefully they get that You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me in there. I'll be interested to hear a Will Smith version of that. But and Guy Ritchie doing this film, that's the biggest question mark for me. Guy Ritchie's hit or miss. I really like him, but we'll see how this one does. Look, it's Aladdin. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. It's number 6 on our list, and I can't wait to see it. It comes out this May. So Guy Ritchie's Aladdin coming out this year, number 6 on our list.
Number 5 on our top 10 most anticipated films list is The Lion King. Who is not excited for this movie? To be honest, when I heard about it, of course I was excited, but I wasn't over the moon excited until I saw that trailer. I was like, am I kidding myself? Of course I'm excited for this movie. It's so beautiful, and when it first starts, you almost don't think it's a Lion King trailer. You think you're just watching shots of nature at first, and then you just realize what it is, and you're like, oh my goodness, it's really the Lion King trailer. This looks incredible. I'm trying not to get my hopes up too high because it's Jon Favreau coming off The Jungle Book. Very similar Disney classic animated film adapted to be this CGI film that's going to almost look real. I can't wait to see The Lion King and also to see what new elements they might bring to it, story-wise, visual-wise. Super excited for this.
At number 4 on our list is It Chapter 2, the follow-up sequel to It. What more needs to be said? It was mind-blowingly good. It's funny because you can't really say it without sounding like you're talking about the movie, but one of the things we all loved and wanted to know more about these characters from the first movie is how they grow up and how they come back 27 years later after the original. What has happened to these characters, and we are going to see. The cast is fantastic. We have James McAvoy, Bill Hader, Jessica Chastain, the list goes on, and we finally will probably get the origin of Pennywise, what a lot of us have been wanting. Me, I never read the book, so I don't really kind of know what the heck is going on, how he's been around for so long. But all I know is I am definitely looking forward to this movie. It was very high up on my list, and I'm very excited personally to see It Chapter 2. And for us, that's going to be coming in at number 4.
Alright, so ranking it at number 3, hitting that podium spot, we have Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Look, there is no way we're going to be able to do this list without talking about this movie. This movie is going to be everything. It's going to feature action, monster mayhem, hopefully some good characters and storylines, great colors and vibrant, imagery, and just great CGI and everything that we want from a Godzilla movie. Gareth Edwards' movie from back in 2014 is awesome. I really enjoyed that movie, but the one criticism is it didn't show enough Godzilla in action. This movie looks heavy on that, and they're going to deliver with King Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra, and all of these monsters finally coming together after being apart for so long, and then leading into Kong vs. Godzilla, obviously. But before we get to that, we have this sequel which looks incredible. It could have easily been number 1 on our list, but number 3 is a perfect spot. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. We cannot wait for this one.
At number 2 on our list is Toy Story 4, the 4th installment of the Toy Story franchise. My personal favorite childhood movie growing up. I could pretty much watch anything Toy Story. I could watch it anytime. For me, for this list, it was my personal number 1. I grew up on Toy Story. I love everything about Toy Story. The actors, the stories, and from what we hear, it's hard. The actors have had a hard time getting through it without crying. Here's to hoping they don't break our hearts, but from what we've seen so far, it is going to be amazing. We haven't gotten too much. We got an introduction of a new character, Forky, as well as some other characters, but it is finally the end. It seems that this might be our last Toy Story, but you know they're not going to disappoint. Toy Story really hasn't disappointed ever, but here's to hoping that they just blow our minds with the potential final installment of Toy Story. But coming in for us at number 2 is Toy Story 4.
Our number 1 most anticipated non-geek film of 2019 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Quentin Tarantino film coming out this July. I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. On my overall list, other than Star Wars Episode 9, this movie is my number 2 most anticipated, period. I am so excited for this movie. You have Tarantino directing about something he is super passionate about, the filmmaking industry during this time era. You have Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie. How can you get more excited for a movie than this? This movie is going to be epic as far as non-blockbuster films go. I cannot wait for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I think most of the crew here at Apocaflix agrees.